Buccaneers and Buccarinas, my name is Captain Yugioh, and welcome back to the channel, and we get to finally talk about the new Plunder Patroll support that's coming out in Eternity Code, or has come out in Eternity Code depending on where you're at, but in any case, it's really exciting. I get to finally talk about this. I've been waiting for like a couple of weeks to talk about this because of shenanigans, but that's not important right now. What's important is we're going to talk about the new support. So before anything else, don't forget to like the video, comment down below if you want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in this video, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to ring the bell for notifications because we do Overwatch videos on Tuesdays, Hearthstone videos on Thursdays, and Yugioh videos every single Friday. So let's talk about it. First of all, we have Bluebeard, the Plunder Patrol shipwright, a level 4 water feed monster, as pretty much is standard for the main deck lineup. 500 attack, 1000 defense, and if you control a Plunder Patrol monster, you can special summon him from your hand. That's pretty nice, actually. You know, that makes, bringing out any of the extra deck monsters currently so far very easy. I mean, you use him in combination with Whitebeard, you get, Brand. You use him in combination with, Redbeard, and you get Mawerk. You use him in combination with either of them, and you get Blackbeard. I mean, you could use it either way with Mawerk and Brand, That's not important, though. What's important, though, is that he also has another effect that when he's discarded, you're sent to the graveyard from the monster zone, you can draw a card and discard a card. That's not too shabby. It helps kind of make some cycling for the deck. You can discard him off of a ship and then just draw a card and get some cycling going while you're already adding another card to your hand, so I like it. It's not too shabby. Good on him. Good old Bluebeard. Next we have the newest Plunder Patrol, Golden Hair. He's adorable. Level 4 water fiend monster, 0 attack, 2000 defense points. You do not look like you have 2000 defense points.
Unless you have a rudder and a lot of sails hidden in that bodice. Unlikely.
She also happens to be a tuner monster, and she has her own special effect to get out and the like. So you can discard one of your other Plunder Patrol monsters and then special summon her from your hand, which will trigger their different effects. In the case of Bluebeard, that's cycling. In the case of Whitebeard, that's summoning another, Plunder Patrol from the main deck, which there's a few of them now, so that's pretty good. And the other part of it is that if she's in the graveyard, you can discard a card from your hand and then special summon her back. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid. The only problem is that if you do special summon her from the graveyard using her graveyard effect, you're locked to Plunder Patrols, but that's kind of how Whitebeard was too. I don't know what it is about, like, those tuners and the, locking it down to Plunder Patrols, but at the same time, we are getting some field swimming capability, and it is very helpful. I mean, I've seen a few combos now involving Golden Hair and getting her into the graveyard and then bringing her back and then just keep on going with the plays. So it's definitely very helpful. I really like this for the deck. So great stuff right there. And that's pretty much it for the main deck stuff. Next we have the Plunder Patrol ship Lease, a level 8 fusion monster for Plunder Patrols, a light fiend, no less. 2000 attack and defense, and that's a great ship right there, honestly, just in and of itself. It requires 2 Plunder Patrol monsters as fusion materials, and during your main phase, you're allowed to special summon a monster, a Plunder Patrol monster, from your hand, or that's attached to one of your ships, or whatever it's attached to, and summon it out from the zone. That's pretty nice. That's really cool. Has some interactions and such. But on top of that, it has the ability to negate monster effects. You'll discard a Plunder Patrol card to do that. It's a quick effect on its own, unlike Brano or Urk, which has to have a Plunder Patrol card attached to it to be a quick effect. Lease is already a quick effect, so it'll negate the monster effect after you discard the Plunder Patrol card. But then, if it is equipped with a Plunder Patrol card, you'll be able to add any Plunder Patrol card from your deck to your hand. So Lease is kind of the big staple go-to monster right now. It's easy to make, it's summonable very easily, and light is, well, I guess it's kind of as fairly well represented, but considering that Whitebeard and Redbeard are the only ones that can actively cheat them out outside of Blackbeard, who can cheat any ship out, Lease seems like it's a little bit on the harder side to get out, but there are cards that actually help kind of sift things around and make it a lot easier to get Lease out. Needless to say, though, having the ability to negate monster effects is very big, very huge, and I really like that this card is in this deck. So Absolutely great card right there. Speaking of the fusion monster, we also have the fusion spell card, Plunder Patrol, Ship, Shape, Shippin', Ship, Sheddin', Ship, Shippity, Ship, Shippity, Ship, Ship, Sharoo. This card. Basically, it has the standard fusion lineup of text. It's limiting itself to just Fiend fusion monsters, and you use monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. But it also has a graveyard effect, where you can banish the card and equip either an Emblem of the Plunder Patrol, which we'll get to in a moment, or any Plunder Patrol monster straight from your deck to one of your Plunder Patrol monsters that you control. It's not too shabby. It's pretty nice. Like, it's a nice means of getting to Lease, and it seems like it wouldn't be so bad. There are plenty of ways to get to Lease, though, since it is, those materials are generic enough that it doesn't have to, rely on this card, but having the ability to equip an Emblem or a Plunder Patrol monster is actually pretty big, and to get into that, let's talk about Emblem of the Plunder Patrol. Emblem of the Plunder Patrol is an equip spell that gives the Plunder Patrol monster it's equipped to plus 500 attack and the ability to not be targeted by card effects from your opponent. But it also has the effect that you can send it to the graveyard and special summon a Plunder Patrol monster from your extra deck that matches an attribute either that's on the field or in the graveyard. Key difference here, it's not reliant on your opponent's graveyard, and then you can attach the monster that it was equipped to, Emblem, the Emblem was equipped to, onto that Plunder Patrol monster and have it gain the effect to give that monster 500 attack. You can only use that effect once per turn, but that's a tremendously big effect for Plunder Patrol, because not only are we getting another means of cheating out these extra deck monsters, you're also getting access to your own stuff as well. So, like, you can basically use this as a means of getting Bran out if you discard Ash Blossom, for instance, or say you're using Nibiru, the, primordial primal being, which is a light attribute monster. Well, if it goes to your graveyard, then you can get out Lease. So there's a lot of, new synergies to work with regards to Emblem of the Plunder Patrol and what your deck is running. So now you're no longer fully reliant on what your opponent has, you also get to use some of your own stuff too, which is a very big deal. So having the ability to have a searchable equip spell like this, not only for just any of the ships in general, but even specifically for the fusion spell, that's a big deal. This card is a very big deal, and it's no surprise. It even has the ability to give attack boosting effects, protection. There's so much going on with this card that it's it's hard not to say that this is it's not a bad card. It's a good card. It's a good equip spell. What's up with that? What's up with that? And now we get into the trap cards of the set, which includes Pride of the Plunder Patrol, which is a continuous trap card that allows you to draw a card whenever your Plunder Patrol monster destroys a monster by battle. That's not terribly exciting, but it is something. It helps kind of recur that, continuous advantage that Plunder Patrols need to just keep on going. But you can also send it to the graveyard to either let your opponent draw a card and then discard a card from their hand. Well, you get to look at their hand and then discard a monster, so you're not just discarding willy-nilly. But you can also look at your opponent's extra deck and send one of those monsters directly to the graveyard, which in turn helps fuel their graveyard and gives your Whitebeard and Redbeard access to different attributes, which can help you bring out Bran, Malurk, or, Lease. Or Blackbeard, I suppose. So, there's a lot of, synergies within the archetype, certainly with that. It's maybe not that impressive, though. I mean, the thing is that you do have to send this card to the graveyard, and then you don't really have a good means of recycling the trap cards, spell cards. There's really not that many ways to recycle spells and traps in general, and Plunder Patrols don't really have as quick means of cycling back spells and traps, so having this kind of effect is okay, and certainly, don't get me wrong, hitting the extra deck is pretty nice, but I don't know how necessary this card is in general, considering its normal effect is just draw a card if you destroy a monster by battle. Could have been much better if you could just say, hey, if you destroy any monster, draw a card. That would have been pretty nice, but I guess you can't be that picky when it comes to a trap card, so not terrible, not great, kind of in the middle somewhere. And last but not least, we have Plunder Patrol Party! Plunder Patrol Party! It's a normal Portal Trap card that has the Saryuja style of effect, where you get to draw a number of cards based on a certain feature, +1, and then shuffle back the same number of cards based on a certain factor. In this case, you have to control a Plunder Patrol monster, and then you draw cards equal to the number of equipped cards you control, +1, and then you have to shuffle back the same number as the number of equipped cards you control. Again, it's a long-winded way of saying, hey, do you have like 3 equipped cards on your field? Draw 4 cards, shuffle back 3. That's it. But then it gets in while it's in your graveyard. If a Plunder Patrol monster gets summoned from your extra deck while it's in the graveyard, you can actually equip this card directly from the graveyard to that monster and give it 500 attack. That sounds really, really good! Until you realize it's a once per duel effect. Why is it a once per duel effect? That's not that overpowered. I mean, yeah, it'll turn Bran and Maworkon, and it'll give Lease his extra card, but like, you know, it doesn't need to be a once per duel effect. That's unnecessary. It's like, oh, hey, I can equip this card to give my monster 500 attack, and it's only good once per duel. But I guess it's equipping from the graveyard, and I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of that once per duel clause. That's the real killer on this card right there. It's like, that's the sort of effect that just kills cards. There are so few cards that get played once per duel. Like, there no card with the text of once per duel ever sees play. Like, for a good reason. Probably should have that on a few cards, to be perfectly honest, now that I'm thinking about it, but that's beside the point. The point being, this effect is not that strong. I don't think it warranted the whole once per duel effect. I can understand if you just wanted to prevent it from being cycled through the graveyard, but in that case, just banish the card. Just banish it. You know? Have it equipped, but it gets banished when it leaves the field. You know? That effect wouldn't have been that bad, I don't think. But in any case, this card is... like, the shuffle, the draw and shuffle thing is okay. It really kind of depends on you having equipped cards to kind of work with, and it's not that bad to have a, you know, hand reshuffle sort of effect always, but it's not that impactful. I don't know. It's something I would love to be more enthusiastic about for that graveyard effect, but the graveyard effect is once per duel. So, yeah. So in any case, needless to say, I'm excited for the Plunder Patrol support. I just wish that Eternity Code would be coming over here soon, so I can get the cards and have them and build decks with them. I could use that to actually build a decent, competent deck with them, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. So it may take a while before the next Plunder Patrol deck profile thing comes out, but we'll make it work. We'll make it something happen, I'm sure. So, in any case, hope you guys enjoy this content. Don't forget to like the video and all that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Yar. So first of all, we have the new Bluebeard. Hang on, shipwright? Shipwright, okay. The Shipyard. I was about to call him the Shipyard. Bluebeard the Shipyard. That's totally accurate. You know, he's the field spell now.